Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. Last night, our area experienced snow and rain, prompting PennDOT to prepare for road treatment. Crews were actively monitoring and treating roadways on Tuesday night and Wednesday. They applied anti-skid, salt, and brine to ensure safe travel during the wintry weather. Schools were either closed or faced 2-hour delays. Nevertheless, crews in multiple counties were diligently anti-icing interstate and roadway surfaces to maintain safe driving conditions. Drivers are reminded to drive carefully and maintain a safe distance from drivers on the road. 4 individuals have been transported to Geisinger, Wyoming Valley on concerns of inhaling dry chemicals due to a fire. Fire crews responded to a chemical factory blaze on Tuesday, November 18th, said factory being Ice Performance Chemicals at 1050 Crestwood Road in Mountaintop. This fire could not be put out with water, but due to being small, the employees were able to put it out themselves, according to the Wright Township Fire Department. The fire being hot may have been taken care of, but it still created a room of unbreathable chemicals in the air. According to officials, there were no impactful damages or injuries. Police are asking for the public's help with finding a missing 16-year-old girl. Montoursville Police Department say they are looking for 16-year-old Autumn Morris. Police say she could still be in the Montoursville area, but could have traveled to Philadelphia, Columbia County, or Lancaster. Autumn has a tattoo on her left arm and has blonde hair. Anyone with information on her whereabouts is asked to call the Montoursville Police Department at 570-368-2488. There will be a retirement age change for Social Security, and here is how it may impact you in the future. By 2026, you can start claiming retirement benefits from the Social Security Administration at age 67 for those born in 1960 or later. However, if you decide to retire early, according to the administration, payout can be reduced by 30% and won't receive full benefits. The increase is due to the final stage of the 1963 amendment that was signed back in April 20th, 1963. The maximum Social Security benefit will also increase in 2026, meaning the monthly earning would increase for those who retire at their FRA, or full retirement age. You can find more information on the Social Security Administration website at ssa.gov. Progress is being made on the sale of rail line in the Wilkes-Barre area. Reading, Blue Mountain, and Northern Railroad offered $10 million to purchase rail lines currently owned by the Luzerne County Redevelopment Authority, which would deliver passenger rail service from Wilkes-Barre to Jim Thorpe. The authority says they plan to hire consultants to get a value of the rail line in the coming months. Currently, they don't see a final appraisal being finished until at least early 2026. Officials part of the authority are hopeful that once the appraisal is complete, that the county and the railroad company can come to an agreement and finalize the purchase. A data center project has been denied by Hazel Township supervisors. At a meeting held on November 14th, Hazel Township supervisors voted unanimously to deny the proposed data center by North Point Development, codenamed Project Hazelnut. Residents filled the Hazel Township meeting room and spoke about their concerns with the data center, citing their concerns in regards to its impact on the surrounding environment, including noise and water pollution, as well as the impact it may have on the beauty of the surrounding area. Following the round of discussion, the Board of Supervisors all unanimously denied the project, and Project Hazelnut will now need to get approval through separate hearings. Coming up on WYLN News, Mohegan area at Casey Plaza has some Thanksgiving goods for those in need. Plus, all the recent crashes are cited now for Crash Prevention Week. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network, part of Jefferson Health. With LVHN Same Day, Next Day Cancer Care, you can get a video visit with a clinician within 48 hours following a cancer diagnosis. Learn more at lvhn.org/cancercare.
Hi, my name is Melania. Tomorrow is going to be cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
For a better customer experience, visit Fairway Subaru in Hazleton. Fairway Subaru has been providing generations of customers with Subarus. With exceptional customer service they've come to expect. Check out our selection in person or at fairwaysubaru.com. Fairway Subaru, the right car, the right price, the right dealer.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Welcome back to WYLN News. With Thanksgiving coming up next week, there are families who unfortunately have no traditional food for the big day. Because of this issue, volunteers came up to Wilkes-Barre to help out in providing for those in need for the holidays. On Tuesday, November 18th, helpful volunteers worked at the Mohegan Arena at Casey Plaza to give out the right ingredients to lucky families. Families that arrived got to leave knowing that their Thanksgivings were not ruined, as they received some of the best categories, such as turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, and vegetables on the side. At least 10,000 families were served well, and those who missed the event on Tuesday can browse online for other dates to pick up food. This week has several crashes, prompting the Turnpike to recognize and prioritize the safety of first responders. They are marking this week as Crash Responder Safety Week. PA Turnpike Equipment Operator Greg Miller emphasizes the importance of drivers being more mindful of first responders during road incidents. This initiative serves as a reminder to drivers to slow down, yield, and safeguard the hardworking individuals involved in roadway maintenance. When approaching an incident, it's crucial to reduce speed to 20 miles below the speed limit. The Crash Responder Safety Week will run until November 21st. On Saturday, November 22nd, the Hazleton City Police Department is hosting their second annual food drive. They are collecting non-perishable foods to support local families in their Blue Santa and Camp Aspire programs. Items include mac and cheese, boxed pastas, instant potatoes, canned goods, soups, canned milk, cooking oil, beans, rice, and more. Officers will be stationed at Giant on 70 South Locust Street in Hazleton from 10 o'clock a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. This Saturday, the City of Wilkes-Barre is hosting their annual Christmas parade and tree lighting ceremony. There will be road closures for the parade starting at 1:30 p.m. on Saturday. South Main Street will close to all traffic beginning in Sullivan Street and will reopen at approximately 5 o'clock p.m. For the safety of everyone, officials are asking to stay on the sidewalk and or behind the fence along the parade route. In addition, officials are asking drivers to drive safe on upcoming detours and yield for pedestrians. Christmas season is approaching, and one school district is getting ready for the holiday season, even before Thanksgiving break. The Hazleton Area School District Administration Building hosted their 5th annual Christmas tree trimming event. Students from the Hazleton Area Career Center Special Needs class decorated the tree with handmade ornaments. In addition, the high school chorus performed a number of Christmas carols along with the attendance of Santa and his elves from the high school's Spirit Club. Students enjoyed hot cocoa and cookies on this special event. Coming up on McAdoo's News Choice, stay tuned for this week's Wellness Wednesday. Plus, Wyln historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Lewisburg Part 3. And stay right here on Wyln. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Pete Kasalika in the greater Hazleton area today.
It's cold out there. Call S.J. Kowalski for the best products and solutions to help lower your energy costs and keep your family safe and comfortable this winter. Our professional team has unparalleled experience with all the latest innovative types of heating systems. We're a Lennox Premier dealer, installing high-quality equipment, providing the ultimate experience in comfort and climate control while being energy efficient. S.J. Kowalski, heating and cooling the way the earth intended.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, if you know of anybody that's addicted to anything, Grayson is a specialist to give you some clarity, to change their life and your life. So please, watch this week's show.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. I end up going to a dentist and he wants to charge over $600 for a night guard. That's when I found this, the Brooks Night Guard. This was a game changer. It's smaller than other night guards that I tried, which is a good thing because it doesn't make me gag. It could fit on the top or the bottom of the teeth. It's lightweight and super comfortable. Now the Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to brooksnightguard.com and order yours today. Your teeth will thank you for it in the morning.
Go to brooksnightguard.com and use the promo code to activate your special TV offer. That's brooksnightguard.com. Order today and take advantage of this special TV offer. Your teeth will thank you for it in the morning.
Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
Hi, I'm Jane Doherty. I am chair of the 47th Annual Greater Hazleton American Cancer Society Telethon. Today I'm here with Dr. Robert Decker from Lehigh Valley's Topper Cancer Institute, and he's going to tell us about a newer treatment for cancer. It's called CAR-T therapy. Dr. Decker?
Hi, thanks. So I'm Dr. Robert Decker. I'm a medical oncologist here at the Lehigh Valley Topper Cancer Institute in Hazleton. And we're here today to talk a little bit about a relatively recently developed therapy called CAR-T, which in our terminology stands for Chimeric Antigen Receptor T-cell therapy. And so It's part of a broader category of cancer treatments that we call cellular therapy. So when you look at the treatment of cancer back historically, a lot of the things that we used are basically chemicals, molecules that are designed as, poison to cells or things that prevent cells from being able to grow. But as part of this development, now we're looking at actual, what we call cellular therapy. So these are actual cells from the body that are being engineered to fight the cancer. And so instead of just affecting the cancer cells, we are giving you cells that are working against them. So CAR T therapy specifically currently is approved for a few different indications, and most commonly in lymphomas, which is what we use them for here at Lehigh Valley Topper Cancer Institute. We give them at our Allentown location. And so these drugs, basically, we will remove from a person a sample of their blood, and we spin it down, and we get the cells called T cells. So if you think back to high school biology, and you look at the immune system in your body, there are lymphocytes, right? The B cells and T cells. So the B cells make antibodies, the T cells are responsible for cellular immunity. And so we're taking the T cells, and we are introducing them to the antigen, so basically the thing that we want to target. So this is something that's usually found specifically on the surface of the cancer. So we're introducing your T cells to this antigen so that we can engineer them to fight against cells that display this antigen. And so we're making your T cells respond specifically to your cancer. So this process does take some time because we have to remove the sample from the patient, we have to engineer it in a lab, and then the product gets brought back to the patient. They get hospitalized and they get administered the drug, and then we observe how they respond. In the interim, because the cancer would continue to grow, right? So we're waiting a few weeks while this product is being made, and so usually there will be some what we call bridging chemotherapy given. And this is a few different reasons for. One is that we are making sure that the cancer remains under control, right? We don't want the patient becoming sick because their cancer is progressing while we're waiting. And so we're controlling their cancer, and at the same time, we are depleting some of the other body's natural immunity so that it doesn't fight the product when it gets introduced into the body. And so the patient they have their blood removed, we make the product, and then they get admitted, they get the product administered in the hospital, and then they're usually observed for anywhere from a few days to a couple weeks, depending on risk factors that they have for different side effects. Because the side effects that we see with these types of products are different fundamentally from chemotherapy. Chemotherapy, we kind of know what to expect. We know that people will get nausea, they'll get vomiting, kind of the direct toxic effects. But when we're dealing with something where we're putting your own body's cells and your immune system back into your body, we don't know the predictability with which someone is going to respond to that. And sometimes we can get some strange reactions, things that can be life-threatening if not appropriately managed. And so people usually do need to be hospitalized for a few days just for observation. Now, that being said, while these side effects can be life-threatening, they are usually very, very easily managed as long as you're with a team that is taking care of these patients regularly and knows what they're dealing with. Yeah.
So the process itself is relatively easy, correct? It's removing some cells from your body and putting them back in.
Yeah, so the process on the patient's side of things is relatively not that involved, right? They're just having a specimen drawn, and then the bulk of the work is actually being done at a laboratory, and then they're getting the product administered to them.
Thank you. That's great information. And of course, the American Cancer Society has been very active in research and in develop some of these new cancer drugs. And of course, we have funded 53 Nobel Prize winners. So please make a pledge to the American Cancer Society Telethon, 570-459-1212.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, and our trained sleep professionals are here to help you sleep like never before. With an extensive line of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we are sure to find you the right mattress at the right price. Free delivery and removal, interest-free financing for up to 60 months, and same or next day delivery on select models.
And don't forget, everyday low prices. Stop in to one of our 2 locations,
Route 93 in Escapec,
or downtown Hazleton,
and see why Northeast and Central Pennsylvania sleeps better with Grand Central.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on Wyln Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call Wyln News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@wylntv.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. Wyln, we're your local network. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Attention, Wyln viewers, Wyln TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. Wyln, we're your local network.
Hello, I'm Wyln historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
Hi, my name is Melania. Tomorrow is going to be cloudy.
At the turn of the 20th century, Lewisburg was still a thriving community. In response to a terrible fire in Milton in 1880, the Lewisburg Waterworks were formed in 1883. It promptly built a large standpipe tower along the Susquehanna to store water for emergencies. It had the capacity to hold 110,000 gallons of water. A second standpipe would be added in 1898 to double capacity. The standpipes served Lewisburg until 1923, when they were torn down following the building of a new reservoir. Their foundations, however, can still be seen along the river today. Some people in this world focus on one path through life and stick solely to that. Others try a little bit of everything. One person who notably exemplified the latter was Coleman K. Sober, born November 24, 1842 near Shamokin. At age 18, he started with a career in teaching, but soon found himself working other fields, including roller mills in Danville and northwest Pennsylvania's oil fields. By 1880, he had become a partner in one of the largest lumber companies in the state, Beecher and Zimmerman. Sober was appointed as Northumberland County's mercantile appraiser in 1878, and in 1892 he was named Pennsylvania's game commissioner, an office he would hold for 3 terms. Sober was also an expert marksman with a rifle, learned from his mother Mary, who was equally adept with firearms. He would often put on public demonstrations with impressive trick shots, including those with a barrel over his rifle. Sober's deep passion, though, was for growing chestnuts, which had been an interest of his since childhood. To that end, he would, by 1896, purchase 800 acres of land in Irish Valley near Lewisburg for a chestnut nursery. The establishment, known as the Paragon Chestnut Farm, was an immediate success, viewed by scientists from all over the country, as well as representatives of the U.S. Department of Agriculture. Sober would be the first person to ship chestnuts out of the country, and invented a device that could shell a bushel of chestnuts in less than a minute. Eventually, the Paragon Chestnut Farm became the largest chestnut nursery in the nation. Just as it looked like Sober would be set for life in the chestnut trade, however, disaster struck in 1917 when a horrific chestnut blight that had already ravaged a good part of the nation swept through his nursery, wiping out most of his trees. Sober lost millions for the destruction of his chestnut trees, and his farm be sold at sheriff's sale in 1920 for a mere $30,000 in today's money. Coleman Sober died a year later and rested today in Lewisburg Cemetery. The terrible chestnut blight that destroyed his nursery continued sweeping across the nation in the decades that followed, almost completely obliterating the American chestnut. Thus, very few chestnut trees still stand today, although efforts are currently under consideration to try and genetically breed the species back in blight-resistant form. In September 1915, Lewisburg would also become part of the Grand Crusade for female voting rights when the Justice Bell would travel through town. Conceived by suffragette Catherine Ruschenberger and cast at the Meneely Bell Foundry in Troy, New York, the Justice Bell was designed as a smaller replica of the Liberty Bell, minus the latter's crack. Its clapper was chained in place, making it impossible to ring, as a symbol of the suppression of women's voting rights. The bell made a trip through each of Pennsylvania's 67 counties on the back of a flatbed truck. It reached Lewisburg on September 18th, where a abandoned convoy of supporting cars led up Market Street. It would continue on its way the following day. Only after passage of the 19th Amendment guaranteeing women's voting rights in 1920 would the Justice Bell be unchained and rung, which took place at a ceremony behind Independence Hall in Philadelphia on September 25, 1920. Today, the Justice Bell is on display inside the Washington Chapel in Valley Forge National Park. In 1932, Lewisburg became home to a federal penitentiary. Originally known as the Northeastern Penitentiary and designed by Alfred Hopkins, it has housed notorious figures over its existence. Mobsters John Gotti, Whitey Bulger, and Henry Hill, alleged spy Alger Hiss, and bank robber John Wojtowicz are among the most notable names to have served time in the facility's walls. Today, what is now called United States Penitentiary Lewisburg, serves as a medium security facility for federal inmates. In downtown Lewisburg, moviegoers will be able to take in films at the Campus Theater beginning on January 17, 1941. Designed in Art Deco and promoting itself as the only air-conditioned theater in central Pennsylvania, its first showing was of the Jack Benny and Fred Allen film Love Thy Neighbor. The theater was built by brothers Harold, Oscar, Barty, and Morris Stiefel, who would immigrate from Russia in the 1920s. Oscar had been the first to enter the theater business, building one in Philadelphia. His brothers soon joined him, and they would eventually own 7 theaters throughout Pennsylvania. The Stiefel family owned the Campus Theater until 2001, when it was sold to Bucknell University. The school restored the theater in 2011 and continues to operate as a nonprofit today. The Stiefel family also owned a second theater in Lewisburg, the Roxy Theater. It had originally been a vaudeville house under the name Orpheum Theater, which had opened for business on January 23, 1910. It switched to motion pictures by 1918 and changed its name to the Roxy on May 11, 1931. The Stiefels used profits from the Roxy to build the Campus Theater. The Roxy Theater closed in 1956 and was demolished 5 years later.
Hi, my name is Melania. Tomorrow is going to be cloudy.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.